Welcome back to my channel. I'm Elsie, and in this video we'll be looking at on how to solve algorithm problems on HackerRank. Today I'll be covering SolveMeFirst, SimpleArraySum and compare the triplets programs. So let's get started. So this is our first program. Let's look at the problem statement which is given. So complete the function solve me first to compute the sum of two integers. So it is just a simple addition of two variables. Okay, so here as we could see they have given a is equal to 7, b is equal to 3, and we have to return the sum of 7 plus 3, which is 10. And here, as we could see, num1 and num2 are passed in a function. So here the function has been called, which is solve me first. Okay, so here what we have to do is inside the function we have to write a plus b, and we have to return it. So once we return it, it gets stored in res, and the res value will be printed. Okay, so I'll write a code return a plus b. Okay, now let me run the code. Yeah, so the two test cases have been passed. Okay, so here if I take num1 is being passed as 7 and num2 is being passed as 3, then I'm calling the function and I'm passing num1 and num2. Here I'm taking it as a and b values. Okay, so a plus b, which is 7 plus 3, which is 10. I have returned the value. So 10 value will be returned and stored in res. Okay, which is declared here and gets printed. Okay, now I'm submitting the code. Yes, so all the test cases have been passed. Now let's look at second problem statement. Given an array of integers, find the sum of its elements. So here they have given an array of elements where we have to add those elements in the array, and we have to return the addition of those values. Okay, so here as we could see, a function has been called. Okay, so inside this function we'll be writing the code and then returning the sum of it. So here we can do it in two ways. One is using the inbuilt function that we have in Python, which is sum. Okay, just you can write return sum of array. So ar has been passed, which is array. Okay, so we can use this inbuilt function. Okay, or you can use a for loop by iterating through the array elements and returns the sum value. So for which first I'll declare a variable. Let me declare x is equal to 0. Okay, and now I'll write for loop for I in array. Okay, now x is equal to x plus I. Okay, and then when once the array elements are completed, once the I reaches length of array minus 1, it comes out of the loop, and what I do is I return x value. Okay, which has some of the array elements. Test cases have been passed. Let me submit the code. So all three test cases have been passed. Next problem which we are going to solve is compare the triplets. Okay, we have given with two arrays. One is for Alice and one is for Bob. Here we need to find the total points each person earned, for which these are the comparison points, which are the conditions given. If Alice point is greater than Bob's point, then Alice will be awarded with 1 point. If Alice point is less than Bob's point, then Bob is rewarded with 1 point. And if Alice point and Bob's point are equal, then no person receives a point. Let's look at the input and return statement. So the input is first line contains three space separated integers. Okay, and the return is we need to return in such a way that Alice score is in the first position and Bob's score is in the second. Okay, now let's write the code. Function, as we could see, a and b arrays were passed. A is for Alice and b is for Bob. So initially let's assign 0 points to both Alice and Bob. Okay, if we look at the input format, it's given three space separated integers, for which we'll write for loop for I in range of 3. Let's mention the conditions. Okay, if Alice point is greater than Bob's point, then Alice will be rewarded with 1 point. Okay, for which Alice plus is equal to 1. Okay, then if Alice point is less than Bob's point, then Bob will be rewarded with 1 point. So Bob plus is equal to 1. Okay, if both the points are same, then no person receives a point. Then later, once it comes out of the loop, we'll have to return Alice and Bob points. Okay, as they have mentioned, the return should be Alice score should be in the first position and Bob score should be in the second. So now let's run the code. The two test cases have been passed. Now let's submit. Yeah. As we could see here, all the test cases, all the hidden test cases are also being passed.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more such content.